today. I'm in Irvine, Alberta, just a few hundred meters from the Trans-Canada Highway, and look who I found. It's Marina Cole, the chainsaw sculptor. And she's invited me into her studio to have a look around, and she's working on a very special project. I can hardly wait to show you, so let's get started. Let's find out a little more about Marina Cole.
So how does a nice girl like you start dragging chainsaws around? Did you always have a chainsaw?
Never. I did not pick up a single chainsaw until 2016 in April. That was my first time ever holding a chainsaw. And it was very interesting. Actually, it's kind of funny. We had I had carved a little bit with chisels prior to, and I knew that I wanted to get into chainsaw carving because it would just move so much faster. I have a hard time with just things moving too slow. I have to do it and get it done and see it right away. It works better for my mind and how I am. And we had ran into a man at the boat and sportman show, and he was a carver, and he's also a faller, so it worked out really good that I ran into him because he said, you know what, come up one time, come up. And he lives on the island, and we're like, okay, sure, we'll come up. He just said, come up and I'll show you how to use a chainsaw safely. When I finally started carving, it was like euphoria. I don't even know how to explain it. Just the simple, this calmness that comes over top of you, and you're like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. So, and it was amazing. I'm so happy I did it. Every once in a while I get a kickback and I question my sanity, but besides that, I'm so happy I did it. My legs are protected, but there's nothing you can wear up here for when you do get that kickback, so you just really have to make sure you're always on the right side of the chainsaw.
This just seems like your groove and your zone.
Oh, I love like you mean here in Irvine, this is my home, and it will be my home forever. You know, I'll be buried up on the hill over there, and I just love this town. It's such an amazing place, and I think it's the people in the town that make it that way as well. Wish that, I don't know, a lot more people could come here and visit and fall in love with it too, just like we do.
like lots and lots of chains covered with sawdust, which I love too, but I saw the chains hanging there. I thought, wow, there's that whole other aspect.
There's so much technical stuff when it comes to this. I think I just started now, and I'm sure I'll learn more later, but even just with the sharpening of the chains and stuff, getting that is its own art. So yeah, there's so much. I've learned so much about tools in general. Fixing them, because they break all the time, a lot of the time actually. So you're constantly having to fix them, and that, so there is a whole nother side. It's not just the carving part of it, it's not just the tool part of it, it's the reading the wood as well, trying to understand it and how it's going to react when it's carved and everything like that. So there's so many different aspects to it. Give them their own identity. You know, the nails and like that kind of stuff is probably going to take me a little bit. I just got to put her cheeks back, and like I could have left it the way it was and then you can call it chainsaw only, but then I like to finesse it a little bit more, so I don't know. That's the only thing with these ones, especially human form. And it's going to be outside a church that is one of the oldest churches in Redcliffe, so I want it to be something more. Maybe other people won't see it and they'll just say, oh, well, it's nice. It just looks good the way it is, and I'm like, no, it's not 100% right though. So it's kind of hard that way. But this is all, I just gotta get her bags and her rolls right and everything, so. Even though she's gonna be like 10 feet up in the air, and it won't probably matter, it's just matters to me.
So how did you pick this piece of wood?
Just for the piece, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I just, if I could see her fitting in it, and working with it, and like the way, like this was a knot coming out here and that was a knot coming out there, and I'm like, oh, I can use that, you know? I travel quite a bit, and I've been to Alaska and Australia and Montana. Libby, Montana is another great place actually, and all over BC and Saskatchewan. And actually, surprisingly enough, in Alberta there aren't very many events, so we're hoping to throw one here and keep it going, make it an annual event. So the gallery has been a dream for so long, and everything just kind of fell into place. I ended up getting the building, and originally I was going to have it at my house on our property, but my dad had owned the property here that it's on, and he said I could move it here, and it just kind of started like a rock down a hill. It just grew into something so big, and then I met, there's so many people in this area that are creative and artistic and in so many different ways, and it blew my mind. And I was like, yes, this has to be a local, this has to bring the locals together, and it's going to be a cute little gallery, not only for them to sell their product, but also to have other people come in here and be inspired to maybe pick up a craft or a different type of art that they've never heard of, and fall in love with an art style. Business Ogre Pokers is because he's a coach, and all of the kids would call him Ogre or Shrek because he looks like Shrek, so he named his company Ogre's Pokers. This is Bob Kaufman. He's actually an incredible leather worker. He does a lot of different, he actually works on saddles and makes saddles. You can order a custom one from him. He's phenomenal. Stan Insco, and he builds all of these for all different types of guns and stuff for Western shooting. We have blacksmith in here as well. This is by Ben, and he is from Handworker. He's from Medicine Hat, and he creates all of these all on his own. Anita, and she actually lives here in Irvine. She's my neighbor. She's the one that listens to my chainsaws go 24/7, and she went to an art school, and she's a phenomenal artist. And everything in this picture is actually locally found and sourced around our area. These pictures are from Wayne Lust. He is my husband's uncle. And these photographs here are from our local RCMP lady, Rebecca. She's amazing she's just amazing with her photography. And she goes to a lot of different brandings and stuff too, so she's able to get a lot of the really nice photos of the horses all dressed up. Right on the #1 highway. Definitely can't miss us with the wood pile and the red barn. Y'all should stop in.
There's so much more for you to do and explore in Alberta. Here's a suggestion.